resign and other issues because the federal government cut off those funds to a lot of those groups. So as a result, they're not as attractive to people who are trying to stay elected. So there's other places to go get money. And we also have a bill limit. You got to give credit. We had 2 Democratic leaders last year that said no more 5, 6, 7,000 bills. No, we're going to limit you guys. So you get 35 bills in a 2-year session. That's all you get. And that has caused office to become much, much choosier.
Hey, look at that.
Yeah. Let's back up to the Rhodey case. And
sure. Back up, I get it. Yeah, this is the night for the car show, too. So, yeah, I get that.
Well, there you go.
6-time Olympic champion, Kim Rhodey.
Yeah, and what were you telling me at lunch about how Bonta had to go out of the Ninth Circus to get judges?
Yeah, so that happens. A lot of people think the judges always have to come from within the circuit. And when they go to an en banc, they're it's like everything else. There's interesting ways where judges get pulled in from other circuits, and some of those other circuits, wait for it, can be more liberal than the Ninth. And the judging pool. Yeah, I know. And so they can bring those in. And remember, during his first term of office, Donald J. Trump had worked very hard to bring equality to the Ninth in terms of conservative versus liberal judges. And so, but there's still a couple other districts that tend to be, if you're throwing the dice, you're going to end up with probably more liberal than conservative. And so, yeah, there is that option. And, I wouldn't put it past him.
Another region elections.
Of course, his office, himself isn't, but his office is being investigated. So that also adds intrigue to the whole thing. Yeah. I got to tell you guys, like right now, going down K Street in Apple is like watching a Spanish novella. Everybody wants to know who did what this week. So, yeah.
¿Por qué?
Unbelievable.
Again, this is another example of why elections do matter so much, and you just don't get to set out elections because they are either elected or they are appointed, these judges, and these are the people we have to fight. And they're always behind the scenes to most Americans, but their decisions are law.
Yep, and which, Mark, is a great segue. Go to the CRPA.org website. We have our voter guide is up, grades of candidates is up, and drum roll please, the endorsements are up, and the first endorsement we handed out was to Chad Bianco for governor.
Awesome.
And he did a really great thank you and put it out on social media. We got several congressmen, assembly people, senators, and we're now getting down into a lot of the local races. And anybody that wants to run for office or thinks they could do a better job, please reach out to our office, talk to Kurt Williams. He is our campaign coordinator because there are a lot of offices that are wide open and nobody's running, or you could actually run unopposed.
Wow. Could you say that again for the people in the back? I mean, I'm serious about this.
Yeah, there are a lot of offices that are open, and one of the things CRPA does, we don't run campaigns, but we will train you and point you to all the sources you need to run a campaign. And there are many offices in this state that could be had for under $4,000 running unopposed. And this is how the opposition took our state. This is how we take it back.
Heck yeah.
Rick,
so I'm tired of hearing people say things like, well, if I was in office, I could do better. Well, now here's your chance.
Do it. There's money where your mouth is.
Yep. And before we go, Rick is up for an award.
Yes, I wanted to bring that up too.
So give us a quick, because we only got about a minute left. What are you up for, and how do they vote for you?
I got nominated for a Gundy for a top 2 Second Amendment voice. For the show that I do on the weekends. So if you want to, you can go to the Gundys. It's Gundies, and you can vote for me and a bunch of other people. And then sometime in January, voting goes on till December 15th, but then in January, they'll announce the winner of the Gundys.
Yeah, and
in each of those categories.
We want Rick to win this. So
not my vote.
Gundies.
TheGundies.com. Go ahead and make sure you just log in and vote because let's support this man who's been supporting us, folks.
There you go.
Tirelessly.
All right, Rick.
Thank you very much.
And if anybody wants to join, donate their time, their money, how do they get a hold of you?
CRPA.org. And if they have questions, reach out to us at contact@crpa.org.
All right. Rick,
God
as always, thanks. And thanks for lunch this week.
Yeah.
And
no, thank you. You're the one that bought.
Well, I know. Yeah, but you actually finally showed up.
God bless you, Rick. Merry Christmas.
We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Yeah,
All
folks, come on. And I believe Chuck Michelle is also up for
He's
an
up,
award. Too.
yeah, for something I don't remember what, but yeah, make sure
Attorney of the Century.
the Gundies, kind of like the Dundies, the Gundies, and make sure you click on Rick. I posted it on Gunslinger Radio on the Facebook page and on my own page. I pasted it, so make sure you get that going, guys.
I think I shared it on my Instagram too. So if
there you
anyone's
go.
following there, make sure you're jumping in and help.
I don't know how to do that, or I would have done that too.
A lot of that going on up here.
Cool stuff.
Yeah, apparently. Well, we got Kevin said we got 3 of the 4. Let me guess, YouTube, Kevin.
YouTube, Facebook, and I'm still checking on Rumble. I know X was up earlier, so
I think Rumble's good. No X. Okay.
No X.
But everything else is up.
I don't see us on Rumble yet. But hey, you know what? Maybe I'm just
Who knows? Who knows? Hey, you know what, guys? In the next segment, I got a big announcement that everybody's going to be happy to hear. So don't forget to don't turn that dial.
Yeah, stay tuned in, folks.
Don't close your computer on whatever the hell you do.
Whatever you do.
Yeah, whatever you do, don't go away, because when we get back, I got a big announcement over here.
Big news.
And in the meantime, Jimmy, what's that number?
Come on, call in, folks. It's your turn. 866-870-5752.
And
that number is 866-870-5752. 866-870-5752.
There we go. The legend, folks.
all right, that's kind of a preview of what my announcement's going to be, by the way.
Little taste.
In case you figured that out. What song is this? Oh, I always play this for the missus. All right, guys, you're listening to Gunslingers right here on
The Gunslingers Syndicated Radio Network.
And when we get back, I got an announcement.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. Let's go seeing to more than just the other day.
Sold a few copies of this.
Happy people pass my way.
Moving can be an adventure. It doesn't have to be exhausting and stressful. With Henry Vogel of Presto Logistics. Henry, how do you make moving cross town or even cross country a stress-free, pleasant
There we are. Some people hung on.
To begin with, we can be your concierge for white glove packing services and estate
Stimulus checks for a gun auction. Thanks, Kirk. I like that.
focusing on safety, integrity, and service. So relax and enjoy the journey to your destination.
And Presto Logistics is licensed, insured, and A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau.
Yeah, we can even store your belongings.
Man, I tell you, just a long sleeve shirt almost isn't enough in here.
I know. I have a beanie just in case.
That's right. It's a studio and a place to hang meat.
Beefy.
So you're working on your skating for the Olympics, are you?
Yeah, sure in the morning.
I love a good match of curling, I do.
That's what was in my head.
Question is asked, how is your heart recuperation going?
Good.
Eric?
I actually did 4.2 miles today.
4.2.
And today there's a way that I go in my town that takes me up a hill, and then I can go up that hill and come down, or I can go up that hill and then go up a longer hill. That one is literally about 2.25 miles of only uphill with no break. And I didn't do that one, but I did the other one today. And this is the first time, and I've been wanting to do this, but just too chicken shit to try it. And today I just said, screw it, I'm doing it. And today I did it, so.
There's a micro influencer here. When are we going to get on this list, folks?
What's that?
I think it's for smaller channels.
A micro influencer. We're like a macro
We
influencer.
should be, but you know what? We got to compete with big boys like the CRPA.
Speaking of, I talked to our friend about, if you can read that real quick.
Details at am870.info. So swing by on your way to work, drop off your donation, and get free coffee and donuts. And drive away with a warm tummy and a warm heart. Visit am870.info. That's am870.info.
Okay. Okay.
Atypical.
Well, if I may, then that's the time to start advertising, straight up. And that would be our sales pitch.
Yeah.
You're looking at a diminishing market. You know, you bump that market up, people need to know about your product because we all know blue. Outside of our loop, you don't.
Yeah, I would not disagree with you, but, you know, I'm tired of fighting City Hall.
I get that too.
Yeah.
Ooh, you can vote one time daily for your favorite Gundies. Thanks, Doug.
I'm on it right now, voting for our people.
That federal agents conducting immigration raids can't cover their faces with masks in order to conceal their identities, and they must identify themselves during a raid or face criminal charges. Here's where the bad news sinks in for the border supervisors. They have no control over federal agents.
A rage of dreaming sheep. Or who was the mathematician that said?
Oh. I fell in love with you, heart and soul. The way you move me too gladly. Yeah. Because you held me tight. Held me tight. Held me tight. Held me tight. And stole a kiss there in the night. Welcome back, everybody, to Gunslingers Radio on
The Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network.
Okay, so you ready for my big announcement?
Yes.
I'm sure everybody already figured it out, but I talked to the one and only Mr. Leon the Motorman this weekend, and we are going to have a Motor Slinger show the second Sunday in January.
Look at that, folks.
Yes, I don't know what the date is, but that's what we decided. We tried to get one on for December, but it's just so crowded, and Leon
Holidays are tough.
Yeah, and Leon goes out of town a lot, because he's a busy man, even though he's retired, and so he goes out to Arizona to visit family and stuff,
right?
and so him and George were pretty much booked up for the rest of the year.
Of course.
So I said, well, what's the first time you can get away? And he said, how about the second Sunday? And I said, that works for me. Me, it's like, as soon as you say, Leon, you're on.
It looks like the 11th. So
Okay, so Sunday the 11th, we will have another Motor Slinger show where you guys can call in and talk to the one and only Leon the Motorman.
the legend himself will be in studio once again with George. Can't underplay that man all of his history and knowledge. Again, this is our favorite shows that we do. The special Motor Slinger show.
That's right. And
such a good one.
And Leon and George have the I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but they have the biggest viewing clip of all of our. We've got 1,000 of these clips out at this point, and we've got some that are over 100,000, and some that are in the 10 and 20,000. But we've got one that's actually now gone over 300,000, and it's mostly George and Leon talking about Corsairs.
Look at that, folks. And if you're bumping into any of these, either on the YouTube or Facebook, make sure you're liking those. Just like you're liking the stream tonight, make sure you're sharing them, because there's a lot of great information, a lot of fun to be had. This show is fun with guns. So we try to keep it light and keep it educational as much as we can.
And we love it when the ladies call, and we got one online right now. Let's get to Susan in Whittier. How are you?
Good evening, Susan.
Is it my turn?
Yes, ma'am.
Your turn.
Okay, I was calling with the Rumble Grumble, and that was it. But I just wanted to say how much I have enjoyed you gentlemen. You just you actually make my whole week, and I just enjoy the heck out of it. And how wonderful it would be to see the new year in with the Motor Slinger, Gunslingers, and George.
Awesome. We cannot wait.
Thank you very much. Always appreciate kind words.
Absolutely. We appreciate you. Thank
listening
you for,
in. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you
for playing along.
Making us a part of your week and all that. And we love to make people happy. That's what we're here for.
My big dream is to be able to encourage the required anyway is to go into a gun shop now, gun shop at a range and start cleaning guns just to get used to hearing them.
Yeah, Susan, I can't understand. Oh,
You sound a little muffled there.
and we lost her. Susan, call us back, will you?
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It just went. Boop.
Blipped out. Maybe she was losing a bit of connection there.
Well, yeah, because I couldn't understand the things she was saying.
All these electrons zipping around everywhere, and now everything works smoothly every time.
Yeah, I hate hanging up on people.
Me too.
Okay, anyway, so once again, Leon and George will be here on the 11th of January, so make sure you put that in your calendars. Our next auction, February 14th, and I was telling you guys that we were full, and then we had a large collection that got pulled back, and we're going to have to do it later in the year. So if you got stuff you were hoping to get in, get it in now.
Still sneak it in.
Yeah, we've got prime real estate in the middle of the auction.
Now is your
open.
time.
Yeah, we've got some good stuff. We got some good spots open, so get it in ASAP.
Get her done.
Because what I'm going to do is tomorrow is I'll get on the phone and I'll call some of my
Regulars.
Yeah, and see if I can't get that filled up pretty quick.
Oh man, and you know what? It does. We're gonna say this out loud, and by next week after the auction, we're gonna be like, "Well, folks, filled up already.
Right,
you
yeah.
missed your chance, so don't miss out. You'll be in the shop on Tuesday, and if you need an email, make sure you just go to gunslingerauctions.com and make sure you're putting in your hat right there. Make sure you're letting us know that hey, we're coming in. We got something for you.
Yeah, and again, Susan, call us back.
Sorry about the disconnect.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but call us back and we'll talk to you then. All right, let's get to Mark in Woodland Hills. How are you, Mark?
Hey, Mark.
Hey, good evening, my three favorite Patriots.
Thank you, sir.
I know last week you were wondering about Ted Cruz. I have a couple of notes on him. I actually realized I had so many, I couldn't even write them all down. It's so much. We don't have time for that. But I wanted to ask you about a firearm I've seen advertised online. I guess that Google knows what kind of stuff I like to read. But have you ever heard of a very lightweight and narrow striker-fired 9mm designed basically for concealed carry? It's called the Derya, D-E-R-Y-A, and the model number is DY9Z. Have you guys heard about it?
Is that California compliant firearm?
I'm not. I looked around. I couldn't see that it was. There were no dealers in the area. They're all in the south, apparently. So
likely
it looked pretty.
It's a very Glock-looking gun.
Very narrow, very slim, and it comes either with a 10 or a 15 round mag. So I thought, well, hey, if they're talking about 10 round mags, it might be available here. So I thought I'd run it by you guys. But that's just food for thought.
Yeah, I have not.
They do make a California compliant.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh,
some
interesting.
homework here.
Now, there's another company that's making almost identical knockoff of the Glock 19, but they're literally like double.
Shadow?
Ooh.
Yeah, what's the name? I have one, and I haven't even had a chance to take it out and shoot it, but I figured it comes with all the stuff that you want.
Attached to a Glock.
Yeah.
When you buy a Glock, we laugh about this all the time. It's like buying an IKEA kit, right?
Kind of, sort of.
You start replacing parts, and you got to get a real good firearm.
The mag release is rough. The slide release is rough.
Plastic sights.
The trigger is a little funky, but this one's got all that stuff.
They fixed all of that stuff.
And so if you have that on instead of a fixed-up Glock, you're kind of covered because, as you know, they don't want specialty things done to your concealed weapons guns.
Right.
So this one comes with all of this stuff, and it's got the top so you can put a little red dot sight on the top.
Is that the Shadow Systems MR920?
Bingo, that's
All
the
right,
one.
And then I just went up to guns.com and I just put in Glock clones, and so they have them that's the best premium clone that they have out there.
and it's quite a gun. Like I said, I haven't had mine out to shoot yet, but
it looks nice.
I would very much appreciate a review of that because I do see them. They're a way around. You can't find a Glock for love nor money at this point in time because of the upcoming ban. The Derya looks a little bit like, and I don't want to use a dirty word on the air, but it looks a little bit like an FMK.
That's interesting.
I don't know. We should. Well, let's hunt one down to test it.
Yeah.
So I went down to test one.
You know what? Actually, a bunch of these, I know a lot of these aren't going to be California compliant, but the ones on guns.com, these clones, they do have the RXM, the Ruger, but a few of them, like it says, one of them is the most underappreciated. And I want to say, let me go back to it because I just scrolled up. The RX Delta Gen 2, and that does look very, very peculiar. The grip and all that looks a little more stout.
It's got
looks
that
like
German hump under the palm swell.
Yeah, it looks like it fills the palm pretty well. But you know what? We should go through some of these and give a review ourselves.
We should be doing this.
That's an idea.
We should be doing this. I'll tell you what, the price point's really good. It's very attractive at $399, and it comes with a bunch of good stuff like interchangeable back straps. And
some models are $299 from what I saw online even. So it's extremely fair for people who have a low, price point that they have to meet. But concerning Ted Cruz, I jotted down a couple of pros and cons, and I realized, my God, I've got like 2 pages of them. So I condensed it down. I condensed it down a bit, Jeff.
Okay.
As far as SCOTUS goes, I can't think of a better candidate to be a member of the Supreme Court because he's an originalist, and he respects what was bequeathed by our founders. Even the famous liberal law professor Alan Dershowitz said Cruz was his brightest student ever. I can believe it, because it's very important that you're a originalist. Otherwise, you're somebody who wants to mess around with the Constitution, and that can't be done.
That living document.
The Constitution is America's secular Bible, the way I look at it. But he has been very good on Second Amendment issues. He's been a net positive, for defending the Second Amendment. Along with Darrell Issa, they submitted an amicus brief, to the Supreme Court against that despicable Mexican lawsuit on firearm manufacturers, which we all were totally against, Sure. So his cum total for advocacy, generally speaking, on Second Amendment is very good. As far as him able to be a president, can't be done. Just like Mitt Romney's father wanted to be president, John McCain obviously wanted to be president, but they were both born on foreign soil. John McCain, who we all respect, for his service, was born on a Panamanian hospital, on Panamanian soil. But I haven't met a single Texan who thinks him or the Bush family are real Texans, because he was born in Canada. So you have to be born on U.S. soil, in a U.S. embassy, or born. Right. Most people don't know this, but if you're born on a Navy man of war, you're also a citizen who can run for president. However, he qualifies under none of those three. And what bothers me, though, is he's basically the Senate lobbyist for the ADAA bill, the National Defense Authorization Act. And he keeps trying to slip in, because they're his donors. He keeps trying to slip in a bunch of AI nonsense, that would prohibit states for deciding what they want, unmonitored access to minors, that sort of thing on sex and suicide advice. I mean, we've all heard the horror stories about, AI helping a kid write his own suicide letter. Good God. He keeps trying to slip it on. The first time he tried to slip it in, he ended up, when people found out about it, voting against his own submission. And now he's trying again to slip it in, this federal tech immunity. The oligarchs don't need our help anymore. And I just hate to say, Jeff, I'm sorry, Cruz is not one of us. And the feckless governor of Texas, Governor Abbott, and him did nothing about Biden's invasion of illegals. 12 million of them came through Texas alone,
Well, if you recall, Mark, I didn't say I wanted him to run for president. I said I thought he would be a good Supreme Court candidate.
Oh, he would be out. He would be one of the best ever. He is just, I'm not going to take away from him on that. That's where I think he really shines.
Okay.
Quite a bit,
Mark, we're coming up on a break. We got to go, but as always, thanks for the call.
Always great hearing from you, Mark.
Take care.
Bless you.
Bye-bye.
Merry Christmas.
All right. I don't know what's going on with the phones.
Hey, listen, real quick, a shout out. If you were hoping to find us on Facebook, Rumble, X, YouTube, at this point, what do we have running live?
We have Facebook and YouTube are up right now. I cannot see Rumble just yet, but those two are going and live and kicking. So jump on either of those. Let us know that you found us and you're there.
Kevin says Rumble's working, but X is not. So
okay.
All right, you're listening to Gunslingers right here on
the Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network.
And we'll be right back.
Yes, we are.
I know the words.
No, we aren't.
I still don't see us.
That you long to hear.
You know the words to this one? Yeah, I'm frozen on 3 days ago for Rumble.
Rumble, yeah, I have our last show up, but I don't see anything live right now.
Kathy says it's working for her.
Rumble is? Okay.
Okay.
Maybe it's us. Maybe it's me. Just refresh that.
South Africa to Alaska, every state in the Union, and all over Europe. We literally have thousands of bidders every auction. We offer finder's fees too for collections.
I can't find it.
Go to gunslingerauctions.com. The phone number is
Then I'm not electronically clever.
No.
gunslingerauctions.com, and we'll see you at the auction. Now, everybody all together, that's Gunslinger Auction.
.com. Doom.
Welcome back, everybody, to Gunslingers right here on
The Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network.
And what is going on with the phones? I keep seeing the lights coming up, and then people are hanging up on you.
Christmas lights.
What do they think? Oh, gotcha. All right. Well, you know what? We have lines open because apparently the phones are screwy tonight. What's the number, Jim?
Call in 866-870-5752.
And now
That number is 870-870-5752.
Leon, was that 866-870-5752?
George, you got it.
I love it. Yeah, man, I can't wait to
oh, man, I tell you. Yeah, Kevin had some fun and put a whole bunch of those together for us. So we've been kind of cheating.
Thanks,
a little
Kevin.
bit. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Any which way. So back to what we were talking about, auction stuff. Again, did we talk about the Barrett 416 that we have in this
We've talked
auction?
about that a couple of times, but I'm always willing to hear more. It's a
We
very
didn't
nice
talk about
piece
it
of kit.
tonight.
It's got a U.S. Optics 30 millimeter scope on it that I think you can dial in Mars.
Hey, Bob, is that you?
To the moon, Alice.
Yeah, that little Martian from the Warner Brothers cartoons is upset.
I'm very, very angry.
So, well, we got a bunch of single action Colts. We've got a collection of 1903 Colts that just knocks your socks off, including a factory engraved in the original box.
Ooh, man.
How do you hang on to anything for 122 years?
Right? I mean, just the odds.
That's so cool.
Yeah, very, very, very neat stuff. And anyway, we got a line open. Jimmy, what's that number?
866-870-5752. Once again, that's 866-870-5752.
We have a really cool bolt action. It's left-handed, and unfortunately, the gentleman that had it custom built, it's got an octagon barrel. It's a stainless
on a bolt rifle.
On a bolt rifle, it's a stainless octagon barrel, and it's in .45 caliber.
But he wanted what he wanted.
He couldn't remember what .45 caliber.
Oh,
So practically speaking, there is a solution to that.
Yeah, but we didn't have time to do all the
Slug
stuff.
the chamber.
Yeah. Well, we put in a little micrometer and it dials out to 452. So it's 4570 maybe, or 4560. I don't know.
Or 45-110 or 45-90. There are some possibilities
45
there.
something or other. So.
yeah, that 416. I'm bringing it up right now. Look, there's a lot of eyes on it right now, but that's one of the things that on auction day next Saturday it's gonna be a runner. So yeah, I can't wait to see that come up.
That's one of those things. If you take that to a public range, you'll be very popular. Very quickly. No one will be sitting for 3 or 4 positions on either side of you once it touches off. But
well, yeah, it's got a big old knob on it that if you guys have ever seen the video that Kevin's posted up of me shooting, I've got the Barrett 416 semi-auto. This is a bolt action that we're selling, but I've got the semi-auto. I think it's an M82. And
That's good. You don't want to be chasing that brass.
well, yeah, and my old buddy Scott, he's filming on the side, and when I touch it off, you see his phone just flickering.
Hat comes off his head, shirt unbuttons.
And he was about 8 to 10 feet away from me.
Everything on that table, I remember, shifted or blew directly off, which was very cool.
Most of it went flying, yeah.
And speaking about those left-handers, I know we have quite a few. Like, just generally, I know those are kind of scarce, but I think we have between 3 and 7 left-handers in there.
Yeah. One other one that we haven't really touched on, and it hasn't really caught on too much online, is we have a late 50s, early 60s national match Garand. That's 99.9% overall.
And that's not ticking boxes right now.
It's not a lot of people have really said much about it. It's bid up to like $400 or $500 is all.
Well, I mean, hey, folks. I mean, again, that's going to be one of those things because not everyone's going to be sitting there, especially because they know where it's going to go. Don't want to drive it up too quickly, as they say sometimes.
I have a feeling a lot of people are vulching right now.
Well, they should be, because if I didn't have 2 or 3 of them, they are just the funnest guns to shoot. And
those Parazzis are doing fantastic so far.
And we have a SIG P210 that's, I think, dated to 1963.
That's golden age stuff. SIG P210 is one of the most accurate handguns, service handguns ever made, yes?
Mm-hmm. And this one is special because it comes with a 22 conversion kit.
Ooh.
So you can shoot 9mm. It also comes with like 13 magazines. So
those have to be, that's got to be $1,000 in magazines.
At least. So just, I mean, unbelievable stuff.
That Bren. Mark 1.
We have a Bren Mark 1 that the Rocket brought in. It's a semi-automatic Bren, so it's completely legal in California.
Mm-hmm. Caliber?
And 303.
303, of course.
Yeah, and so...
The Empire.
Definitely got to check out the catalog, gunslingerauctions.com.
Oh, man, so good.
Let's get to... You know what? Our friend George is calling in.
Hey.
George the Airplane Man. George, how are you?
Good evening, George.
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing tonight?
Doing well,
Hey,
thank
George.
you, sir.
Always good hearing from you.
I want to remember the following numbers. 11126.
Hey, that's the Sunday. That's
yeah,
the
there you go.
11126, folks.
Okay.
You got it, buddy. And you know, I know you talked to Leon, but you don't understand what happens behind the scenes.
Okay.
So Leon's staff and my staff got together in a big conference room. Took a whole weekend. We went through all the dates and possibilities and what have you, and we came up with that January 11th date. But I just want to let you know it's not an easy deal.
I presume in the conference room in Hawaii.
Penciled
Well, it had to
in.
be, yeah.
You don't want to rush those decisions.
I tell you.
Hey, George, there was
Anyway, we are definitely looking forward to it. It's always fun being out there with you guys and all the callers that come in. They're fans of Leon's and fans of Jeff, and they're beginning to know who George is, sort of. But the main thing is, I got a confession to make, Jeff.
Sure.
I've been listening to your show for quite a while, but where I really started to listen to it, the only reason was the great music you played.
right?
You know, George, people have been telling us that literally since we started this show.
Oh, yeah.
So appreciate that.
Anyway, I just want to say hi, you guys. Have a great show. You already are, and I'm looking forward to it in January.
Thank you, sir.
Can't wait.
Thanks, George.
God bless you guys. Take care.
God bless you.
You too, and have a
George.
Merry Christmas. We'll see you soon.
Merry Christmas.
You know, I
You
hear
bet. Take care.
Bye-bye.
I hear stories about their fabled conference room in the penthouse in Hawaii.
Oh, I know.
I would maybe one day we can get an invite.
Well,
Right? Hang out in the spa afterwards.
well, you know, and of course, Leon has that one over at the Peterson Museum that, you know, I'm still waiting for that. That's only been
Secret
6
room.
years that I've been waiting on that one.
He's got a whole wing over there. He just doesn't have anyone else in. He's like, this is for me.
Yeah, what? RJ, are people hanging up? We had a guy on line 1, and now he's gone.
They heard George, and they're like, oh, I can't follow them.
Oh, jeez. Oh, you know what? What's that number?
Come on, Ann. Come on. 866-870-5752. Once again, 870-5752. Made it a little easier for everyone.
There you go.
Shorten it up for you.
I want to talk for a second about my buddy Powell.
Okay.
Powell wanted to go. He wanted to go boar hunting. Okay. Powell is one of my clients. We shoot together on a somewhat regular basis. Very, very good shooter, okay? But he'd never hunted anything on the ground before. He does dove, quail, that sort of thing. So he had a custom-built rifle made, a Reganian rifle. It's a very nice, very upscale, right? You want something that's enough punch for a boar. So he thought he would go with a 7mm Magnum. Which Magnum did he choose? Remington? Available anywhere, right? Weatherby.
Ooh.
Okay.
And I couldn't help but notice his choice of gunsmith was a great one, a little bit top end. But let's discuss, perhaps in the course of the show, the difference between the Weatherby Magnum and the Remington Magnum, starting with you can buy a box of ammunition for Remington
Anywhere.
And surprisingly enough, he found out to his surprise and delight that the Weatherby is not only far more difficult to get. I was going to ask, do you have some at your store?
At the store, no. In the warehouse, possibly.
Possibly.
Yeah.
And it was also, I believe, 4 times more expensive.
Oh, easily.
For about the same performance, right?
Yeah,
I wondered if you had any thoughts on that.
Well, you know, I love to sell the Weatherbys because they always do very well at auction. But the one problem we always have with them is that if there's the Weatherby ammo, it's a pain in the butt to find that stuff anywhere.
And it's literally searching and searching and searching, finding all your avenues.
And does it do anything that the Remington doesn't do?
No, I mean, it's a little bit different. I think that's a belted Magnum.
It is a belted Magnum.
And you know, it's been a while since I've seen any, but
which is rendered kind of less necessary by modern powders and case design and stuff.
Yeah, so I'd go with a standard Remington. We got to take a break. Ed and Pahrump and Michael and Whittier will get to you right after this in our second packed hour. More phone calls. Quick, what's that number?
That number is 866-870-5752. Again, 866-870-5752.
All right. We got to use them all up because Kevin made them. All right. You're listening to Gunslingers Radio on
the Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network.
And we'll be right back.
Yes, sir. Ooh, we should bring up the Hammerly that's in there in the auction too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one.
You got a Sig Hammerly?
Yeah.
That's
a Hammerly pistol. That's
22, I presume?
Yeah, that's unbelievable. Yeah, it's got the total custom grip. Yeah. And it's freaking right-handed, so I can't.
There's a picture of you. There we go.
Yeah, the gentleman. Oh yeah, that's me shooting the
tight, making sure that it's well located against your shoulder. And there's the table with everything off of it now. You can see him wowing the camera. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. I shot that at some 440 steel, the standard SAS thickness, and it went through it like nothing at 150 yards. It was cheating, but that's as far as I could get it.
I got X reconfigured. To get X up tonight, I'd have to stop and start. I don't want to take the chance of losing the 3 that we have.
Yeah, I'll just leave it be. Just try and get it done for next week.
No, next week it'll be. And all the stream code's in there now, but I have to stop and start it, and I don't like doing that once we're up on at least 3.
Yeah. So everybody will freak out, and we only get a couple on X.
And Let It Ride says, "Don't ever shoot that again. It'll stop your heart."
I found that video.
Yeah.
That is pretty funny. How about a Weatherby made a 257 Magnum?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did.
They had several of their own calibers, and they're all really cool collectible stuff. It's just
shooting them is a chore.
Well, finding the ammo is a chore, unless you're a reloader.
Which this gentleman is not. Although this may push him over. Now we're back to the Dillon thing. This may push him over into that because honestly, both for price. They're, you know, if you're loading 9mm, look, if you can buy a box of 9mm for $16.99 and $13.99 on sale, maybe I got a better thing to do with that half hour that I could have been pumping out rounds, right? But if you're shooting a .257 Roberts or a 7mm Weatherby Magnum, all of a sudden that makes a whole bunch of sense.
Yep.
And not just for the savings, but for the availability.
Well, and if you're going to get that, you're going to have to get the whole 9 yards. You're going to have to get a case trimmer.
Oh boy, that's right.
Yeah. You know, which I'll be honest, I've never done that. You know, when I was reloading 308 on my 550, I would number them, and after 3 times,
After about 3, just pitch them.
Yeah, I just tossed them.
If you have access to the brass, honestly, I love watching. I know a bunch of CMP, pardon me, CRPA, a bunch of CMP shooters. These are guys, and I have so much respect for their talent. These are guys that can shoot a palm-sized group with iron sights at 600 yards. I mean, that's just insane. I love that. So much respect. Watching these guys load the ammunition is excruciating. They will take 100 cases and come up with like the 12 cases that they will use. And
they check the batch number of the powder, and I mean,
make sure they trim the inside and the outside so they're perfectly the same, and that's what it takes to get it done. Again, respect. They have a special fly cutter that cuts the primer pocket so the primer pocket depth is completely uniform.
It's an art. Jeez.
They anneal the necks.
Well, it's what I have one of a Chris Craft wood boat. I thought this was going to be the be all end all of boats for me, and then I found out that you need a special love to keep
wood
one of these,
and boats,
and I don't got it. It's same with the,
because if you have that boat, that's what you do.
Yeah, and the same with that kind of reloading.
Yeah,
I don't got it. I don't have the time. I've got literally 2 5-gallon buckets of 45 Colt. Sometimes I tumble them. Yeah, this one looks good enough.
Good enough.
You know, it'll clean in the dyes.
Right.
You know, because usually reloading for me is if I'm shooting Saturday, I'm reloading Friday night or sometimes Saturday morning.
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
On more than one occasion, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I want to be more organized than that. I really do.
Yeah. So, even like I try and get way ahead and do the end of trail, and I always try and use brand new brass for end of trail.
I am very careful. I use twice shot brass because once in a while.
Yeah, even twice. Yeah, and
but you're so much better than people just reaching into a bucket.
Oh yeah.
And then moaning when they have a split case or something.
I don't want to take that chance, and it's 45 Colt brass has become expensive, but.
Compared to the cost of the match, the gas, the hotel, the time.
Yeah, the hotel. Get this, because Dodgers are now right down the street from there doing spring training. Ooh. The hotel that I've been staying here literally since the 90s, and it used to be like $280 for the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
That's $280 a night.
It was going to be $1,200.
Holy shucks!
And I told them. But I'm with. You're with the shooting match, and they cut it in half. Literally, it's now $600. Still,
that is huge. Yeah. How nice the match has that kind of sway.
Yeah, that's really awesome.
But holy cow! When she told me it was going to be $1,200, I'm like, hamina. So this should be about us. Yep. Dum 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 be doo be dum 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 be doo be dum 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 be doo be dum wah 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 dum 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 be doo be dum 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 be doo be dum 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 be doo be dum wah 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 wah. Welcome back, everybody. I love that song.
Yeah, it's good on all times.
That one and Heart and Soul are just two of my favorite songs.
They make you feel a certain way.
Yeah, just really get you.
Great era of music.
Yeah, just snapping the fingers. Mm-hmm. Or Wolfman Jack always Always had a word for that. I kept drawing a blank. What else is new? Anyway, okay. So we were talking about 7mm Remington versus Weatherby, and again, because of the you can go to Joe's Bar Grill, Auto Parts, and Guns, and
honestly, any hardware store in America.
Yeah, and find 30-06 and 7 mag pretty much anywhere. But good luck finding that 7mm Weatherby. It's just, what do you always call it? Unobtainium?
Unobtainium, right?
It's just very difficult, and when you do find it, you're going to pay for it.
Oh, yeah.
Remington...
It was comfortably over $100 for 20 rounds.
Yeah, and then you become frightened to shoot it because it's so expensive, and so you don't want to take it out and, get worked in, and now you're going to be shooting a brand new barrel.
That is a real good point, and you will not have shot the firearm enough to be comfortable with it. Bang, bang, bang. You're right.
Yep.
That's an investment.
And then there's that old nemesis, recoil.
Well, that will get your attention.
Yeah. So I would have gone 308. I'm sorry.
Which is enough puff for just about anything you're going to run into in California, right?
Yeah, anything in California, just about anything in the U.S., unless you run across a grizz somewhere. But
not a lot of those in the lower 48.
Not anymore. No.
You mentioned Tim Burns earlier. We have a protocol we have developed about boar hunting, which is called "Run like a squirrel, scream like a girl," and you definitely want to make sure you have enough gun for that, enough caliber.
There you go. All right, we got lots of phone calls. Let's get to Ed in Pahrump, Nevada. Ed, how are you, sir?
Evening, Ed.
Oh, great. Yeah. Well, I just as an aside, what you just said, a few moose have come into northern Nevada on occasion, as well as some wolves.
Wow.
So,
moose?
And they have antelope up there, too, but they have a few moose. But anyway, question I had, I bought some Mexican ammunition a long time ago at a gun show, and it was 75% lead and 25% brass, with the powder part. And I shot it in a 22 revolver, airweight Smith & Wesson, and it mushroomed out the back of the brass part, and after about 5 rounds, it jammed the cylinder. And I was wondering that ammo. I can't remember if I don't have the box. I put it in a box kind of deteriorated, so I put it in a plastic box, but it might have been subsonic or something. But is that more for a rifle, or have you ever heard of that happening?
Subsonic ammo in a 22 in general is pretty much for something like a lever action rifle, a bolt action rifle, or a revolver, because it won't work in a semi-auto of any kind. A 1022.
Yeah, this was a revolver. Smith & Wesson 8-round airweight, and the brass mushroomed in the back, and it was like, I don't know why, I just bought it kind of to have it. I didn't know anything about it, but it's like a big piece of 75% lead and 25% brass part. So
interesting.
Was this Aguila probably?
Yeah.
Well, Aguila is, I think, South America.
Yeah, it was Aguila. That's what it was. Yeah.
Well,
I just thought I'd mention it.
One thing that holds true.
Didn't wreck the gun or anything, but you never think the revolver's going to jam.
Yeah,
and it did.
Well,
but,
Ed.
Anyway, maybe some of these they're having the rodeo in Vegas. Maybe some of these cowboys are listening and want to spend some of their winnings on one of your auction guys.
Oh yeah, spread the word.
Love to have them. We used to get a big bunch of guys that would come in from Texas. Remember them? They would come in from Texas and they would spin by to see what I had for auction on their way to the rodeo in Vegas. So we haven't seen them in a couple of years, so I don't know what's going on. But we used to get.
You never know.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, and just as an aside on your previous caller. Barry Goldwater was born in Arizona Territory before it became a state.
That's right.
Yeah.
How that fits with if you have to be born in the U.S. But
good point.
No one said he couldn't run. Okay. All right. Well, I'll keep listening, and it sounds like a big to-do auction. Some of those things people are going to be buying.
Check it out online.
I sure hope so. Okay, Ed, thanks for the call.
Thanks.
Time.
God bless you.
So what I was trying to say is the one thing that truly holds true in the gun world is you get what you pay for.
Yes, sir.
Absolute truth.
You know,
and especially ammunition.
Yeah, you know, unless you're taking advantage of a widow, and yeah, there's lots of those out there. If you bought it cheap, there's a reason. You know, so
and it will bite you.
Yeah, so be and man, ammo is. You got to be careful buying inexpensive ammo. So,
no argument there.
Yeah, all right.
Especially 22 when you're looking at it like that.
Boy,
well, you know,
22 is already fiddly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
22. We've said this a billion times on the show, but they are so persnickety. I love saying that now. The 22 guns are so finicky as far as what ammo.
What they'll feed, what they'll shoot.
Yeah, some will only shoot lead. Some will only shoot copper jacketed or or copper washed, whatever. Some of them won't shoot hollow points no matter what you do. Some of them will only shoot hollow points. So, you just got to find what works for your gun and stick with it.
Absolutely.
Get a little piece of that blue painter's tape and put on there and write down what kind of ammo so you know what to bring with you when you bring it out. All right, let's get to Michael in Whittier. Michael, what can we do for you?
Good evening.
Hey, good evening, gentlemen. Hey, I've got a question about in-ear electronic hearing protection. I've got several pairs of, like electronic walkers and an old pair of Peltors, but when I'm working my shotgun sometimes a little too fast, I clobber my head, with the stock and the hearing protection. Mm-hmm. And I'm wondering if you guys have any experience with the in-ear electronic hearing protection and how good it is.
I recently bought a set of that, and they were really expensive. And unfortunately, about a week after I bought them, I got diagnosed with my little heart issue, and I haven't been out to shoot since. So I've got them. I'm dying to get out and try them, but I haven't been able to do anything. How about you, Mark?
I have this experience. I know that when you get custom-fitted earplugs, which all the competitive shooters that we know have, right?
Yeah.
You get custom-fitted earplugs, and they are 100% effective at blocking out sound. You can buy electronic elements that fit into custom-fitted earplugs. And if you got the bank for it, I absolutely believe that's the way to go. And for exactly the reason that you mentioned, I think everybody has done it.
Oh, man.
You're firing, especially if you're shooting a lot or in a competition or something, your headphone gets knocked off in the middle of a string. You're going to keep shooting, and you're not going to hear your grandkids say, "Merry Christmas, Grandpa."
I just spoke to one of my friends out in my city, another parent, and he says he has their inner ear ones that are kind of adjustable and all that, and he says they work in all. They've done him so much good, and he really enjoys them because he can kind of dial them in for different things and be able to hear when other people are speaking, keep them in. So yeah, I've heard a lot of good things.
Yeah. Okay.
Hope that's a review that's worth it.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping. Is I've got some old pair of form-fitted earplugs. They injected the foam into my ear back a long time ago at a gun show. So, but with the in-ear stuff, I thought, it looks lightweight. You wear earmuffs, 6-7 hours. It gets a little painful around the ears for some of the brands. So I thought about
that's why the fitted earplugs are also more comfortable. I can't make the one size fits all. No matter they small, medium, I can't make those comfortable to save my life.
Yeah. So,
well, all right. Well, thanks.
you bet.
One more question. At your Orange store, the guns you have up for auction on the 13th, are they on display there?
Yeah,
Can we inspect them?
Every single one of them is out. Yep.
Absolutely.
Even the ones in boxes.
Yep.
Yeah, they're all numbered, so you can just make sure you bring your number. You can find it really easily.
Yep. And if not, we'll help you find it. Thanks, Mike. We'll talk to you later.
God bless you.
Take care now. Bye-bye.
That was a good question.
Yeah. Sean in Covina and Mark in Omaha.
Hey.
We will get to you right after this, but quick, what's the number?
866-870-5752. Once again, 866-870-5752.
We'll be right back.
Let's go. So, just in case we have time in between calls and everything, want to do more auction stuff. That Century Arms UC9 Uzi rifle, that Special Weapons Inc., the Swedish K, That looked real peculiar.
Swedish K is a good subgun.
Yeah. This one's been converted to semi.
You got one of those?
Yep.
That's my Smith & Wesson Model 760 is my favorite. That's my favorite
modern
subgun.
copy of the Colt.
And that is
Patterson.
what that is.
Got a lot of. I mean, we have such a wide swath. We can touch a lot.
Bring it up.
Shovels.
We'll get to the phone calls, and then if we get the time. Yeah.
Any particular one you want to touch on more so than others?
Man, I don't know.
Okay, I'll just toss them out.
Yeah, just all of them.
You know what? I'll go through the little bit of list. Go like, we have this, and this, and then we can just.
That's an interesting harmony.
Blue moon turns to gold again. Well, my blah, 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 blah. Blue moon turns to gold again. You'll be back within my arms to stay. Welcome back, everybody. You should see me doing that walking down 6th Street. Well, my blue moon turns to gold again. People look at me like, what the hell is this guy's problem?
That guy's knees are all over the place.
Let's get to Mark in Omaha. Mark, what can we do for you, sir?
Yeah, there was a couple things. One was looking at inexpensive shotguns, mostly to keep at home. Like, what's the main difference? Because I had a friend that had collected guns, and he had all kinds of cool stuff, and some of them look pretty nice. And I like the short barrel 12 gauge. What's the difference between the real cheap ones and the Remingtons and the Mossbergs, because there's a big price difference in some of those.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's going to be things like fit and finish. It's going to be this kind of steel that they're made out
quality of barrel.
Yeah, Mossberg and the Mossberg Maverick 88, which is probably the most reasonably priced in a short barreled 12 gauge. I believe they are aluminum receivered and sparsely.
If you're looking for a sub $300 shotgun, I don't think I would look any place other than a Maverick.
Yeah, the Mossberg Maverick 88.
Yeah.
It's a decent firearm, and you can get them new for like $279.
And you can also find them on our catalog, because we do have a handful of Mavericks on there right now.
There you go.
That are,
Can you, those extensions, like how many rounds can you add, and will those extensions work on any of those shotguns?
I would imagine they probably make the
Mossberg products.
Yeah, a standard one will hold 5, and usually they'll come with a plug in it to hold 3, because that's what's legal for hunting. Yeah, but you can take that plug out and make it 5, or you can get the extended magazine,
screw-on extension,
and that'll get it out to 7 or 8.
I think,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Does and I was laughing about the laws because I lived in California before for a while. I can't believe you guys have a show. You should move it to Nevada or some of those places. I lived in a couple different states, and the laws are just ridiculous. You have to go background check just to buy ammo now in California.
We've had that for about 5 years now.
Jeez, has it been
5? That's ridiculous.
I couldn't agree more.
I can't believe
most of the state couldn't agree more.
Couldn't believe it.
And that's one of the reasons that we're speaking out loud and
that's one of the reasons we're still here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly, Jimmy.
Because we're trying to fight that, and we're trying to make sure everyone knows about it.
And when this was Gavin Newsom's own bill.
Right.
So make sure you tell all your friends when this knucklehead tries to run for president. Look what he did to California. You don't want him doing that to the rest of the country, do you?
Gosh.
Well, yeah, then the self-defense laws, I heard about them. Like, I don't know if it's true, but I was laughing. Like, I heard that if somebody breaks into your house in California, you're supposed to run out of the house instead of standing your ground in the house and shooting them.
Well, we don't have a stand your ground, but if you shoot somebody who does not have something lethal in their hand, you could get in big trouble. I know there's a very famous case in Los Angeles where a man came in, raped the wife, husband came home, caught the guy, he ran out the door, and the guy shot him, and they got him up for second degree. I don't know what happened.
Where is there even any logic there?
Yes.
Yeah. So
they go after the victims, and they don't punish the bad people in California. That's why the whole state's a disaster.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Trying to make law-abiding citizens into criminals.
Yeah.
There was an 80-year-old woman. This happened within the last year. An 80-year-old woman who shot a guy trying to break into her apartment, and she ended him. 80-year-old woman. It took them 2 weeks to determine they weren't going to prosecute an 80-year-old woman.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, how's that even a discussion? And the guy was half naked and out of his mind in the first place. Anyway, sorry, yeah. But
Anyway.
we are here. We're fighting. We're sticking around.
So okay, Mark, thanks for the call.
Yeah, thanks for joining us from Omaha.
Yeah, from Omaha.
Yeah.
Get you a Maverick.
Thanks, guys.
Take care now. Bye-bye.
Yeah, check out the auction.
Yeah.
Got a couple of mosses.
Did anybody else smell chicken?
I am way
think there's
smelling some
Chinese,
food.
and that's making me hungry.
And I'm dying here. Can we order in a pizza or something?
Who's got the chicken? We're all hungry in here.
And why are you piping it through the vent?
all of a sudden, nobody's looking at it. It's like they're all probably
They're all banging chicken in the engineering.
Somebody went to Kentucky Fried and they're all hiding. That's what's going on. Gosh. So if you're trying to call in and nobody's answering, you know why. Speaking of which, you know what? We got a line open. What's that number?
Call in now, 866-870-5752.
That number is 866-870-5752.
Leon, was that 866-870-5752?
George, you got it. 866-870-5752. Again, 866-870-5752.
The dynamic duo there.
I was just saying, why don't we just go home? We'll just keep playing.
You can call us about guns. You can call us about the auction. You can call us if you've got a good chicken recipe.
Man, if you want to deliver.
Speaking of auction, you want to make sure we run the swath of firearms in the auction. We have a lot of great other stuff like some jewelry and some art and stuff. But I was just bringing it up. We have that Hammerly, that Olympic.
Oh, the Olympic 22.
Real quick question, and it was asked: Model 41 or Hammerly?
Oh, Model 41.
Okay, there you
always.
Go. Look at that.
You were right.
Always and only.
Always. Oh, reliable.
Keep rolling.
Oh, yeah. We have that Century Arms UC9. It says Uzi rifle. So, folks, if you were looking for something in particular and you can't find it, guess where you're going to find it?
Yeah.
That Special Weapons Inc., that Swedish K. Some of these you'll never find in shop. You're not going to be going through the antique shop and finding this stuff. And then the other one, just because I want to hit on everything, that Italian modern copy of that Colt Patterson. That thing looks gorgeous.
It is.
So,
I
mean, folks, if you're looking for antique, you're looking for Western, modern, military surplus, everything you want, you'll find something to love. And that was Sean over in Omaha, who's in Omaha that we spoke to? Michael. Mark. Yeah. We run the gamut in shotguns on there, and you know what? Right now is a great time to start looking at them because prices haven't been hiking in there. People are still kind of waiting, biding their time. You're gonna see what you like on there. There's so much good stuff.
We have a Diana grade.
That's the opposite end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Go on.
Browning used to make. These are over and under shotguns that are they're art. I mean, they are so fully engraved. Receiver barrels, underneath, and they make different grades. Diana is, I believe, the top.
The premier grade.
Yeah, and we've got a Diana grade 12 gauge in this auction this weekend. And man, I tell you, along with, I think we have 3 different Parazzis. We've got an MX8 and an MX4, I think, and another one. I mean, there's just, man, oh man, oh man.
And that's what we're talking about. Of you want a daily shooter, you want something to go plinking, you need something to cherish for the rest of your life. We have it all here, and you need to get something for the missus while you're there. You can either get her a nice
jewelry,
fine firearm, or some beautiful jewelry. This is one of the ones where we have everything going on.
Or
folks.
several lithographs that we've got. We've even got some bronzes, some Remington bronzes. I mean, you name it. We got it covered pretty much in this auction.
Yeah, this is in, like, you know, I say a lot of favorites of favorites. The December auction, especially because how much is going on and what we have going on in there, it's one of my favorites because you see all types of people in-house, and that's where we want to see you. If you have the ability to be at Highway 39 Event Center and to be in crowd, that's where we want to see you. Best premium there. You get to see these smiling faces, and you get to enjoy the live auction. There's nothing like a live
enjoy
auction.
the experience.
You know, it's always a lot of fun. And yes, I will be there, and I will be doing some. I'm not going to, you know, usually Danny and I kind of do 50-50. I don't know that I'm going to be able to do a 50-50 this time around because, you know, let's face it, I'm, you know.
Recovering, let's say.
I'm still in recovery mode, but
Danny's great, and we can't wait to have him out there again. Always great to see him. He's a busy man too. I see him online and his other things he's doing. He's doing real great out there.
Yeah, he does a lot of car auctions and he does a bunch of different stuff. So, one other thing I want to bring up. When people ask me, you know, how do you get guns, or you know, oh, I've got these guns. What do I do with them? You know, when somebody passes away. I'm just going to be blunt with this. You're going to get inundated with, what in the world was that?
Holy moly.
Oh, okay. You're going to get inundated with folks calling you saying, oh, you know, he promised me this. And
I'll take it off your hands.
Yeah. And what I tell people when they call me, and do you have people doing it? Well, yeah, you know, his friends. Well, let his friends come to the auction.
Yeah.
Because now all of a sudden, you know, he was his best friend, and so I sold him that Colt Python for $150. I can't tell you how many times. I mean, hundreds of times where people, and you know, when you bring it to auction, we're partners. The more you make, the more I make. So I'm out there, you know, working hard. And you remember the old Avis commercial? Well, I realize that Gunslinger Auctions is not the number one. You know, there's other folks that
getting there.
Well, we're cruising right along,
growing folks.
But you know, I loved the old Avis commercial. We're number 2. We try harder.
Yep.
And that's, you know, at Gunslingers, when you call and you want to talk about, you know, what's going to happen, you talk to me.
Yeah.
And you know, when you get paid, you call me. And I tell you, okay, here we go. And we, you know, I'm the one that signs your check and sends your
who's
check.
cutting the check?
You know, you don't call and talk to a secretary or a this or that. You get right to me.
A sales associate.
Yeah. And so, you know, if you want to yell, you get to yell at me.
Do people get surprised when you pick up the phone? Hey, this is Jeff.
Well, yeah. You know what always cracks me up is when people go, I recognize that voice.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, why? It's like, oh, yeah, the radio show.
I'm glad they don't say I recognize that breathing. I'm like, oh, geez.
Yeah,
Who have I been calling?
So if you have a collection or if you eat 10 guns, whatever, feel safe, bring them to us.
Amen.
You've got a Diana grade 3-barrel set?
Yeah,
one of our B.D. Thompson talking about. He's got his eye on it. Good.
Oh, there you go. All right, you're listening to Gunslingers right here on
the Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network.
And we'll be right back.
Come on.
Can't blame ya, Lalania. Oh, to tell. Oh, it's such a great song. Here. At least it'll cover up the smell of chicken.
Thank you. I'm dying here.
Now, we're talking about In and Out before the show, and now we got chicken wafting through here.
Wafting. Okay.
That's your lot in life, Lalania. Can't blame ya, Lalania. Oh, Tito. Oh,
That's right, Doug. Auction levels a firearm playing field for a fair price. And every time you kept saying friend, I was like, heavy quotes around a friend. If they're not looking out for your best interest and just theirs, what kind of friend were they truly?
Honestly, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, and you know, so many of them know that you didn't tell your wife how much you really spent. Oh, you know, he only spent $200.
I thought 150. That sounds good.
He cataloged the whole thing.
Yeah. guys ready? Here we go.
From downtown. Nailed it. The juice is back.
Josh says, a little quiet tonight. So, Series 70 or Series 80?
70.
No, except for that call it bushing.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that.
They are pretty much guaranteed to break.
Yeah.
At the least opportune moment.
Actually, I got something I want to bring up to you. We'll do it on air.
Okay.
About shooting in a match.
Hey, thanks, Ricky. Thanks for always joining us, staying up late for us.
Right.
We really do appreciate it. Best audience family in the world. You guys make this show.
And you too, Fred. I love when people apologize for checking out early. And I go, you stayed with us for an hour and a half? I can't stand a conversation for an hour and a half.
And it's really cool. Every time I go on to YouTube, and I see our subscriber count, we're growing and growing every week.
By the way, I'm not sure what this means, but...
That's his Gavin Newsom impersonation. Did you see it with the legs?
My gosh, I thought that was fake, and then I saw more people posting it.
I thought it was AI.
No.
Okay, I was like, whoa. Starting. Yeah.
How about Eric Swalwell running for governor?
I saw him get berated by a lady talking about safety for women because he's kind of back in the trans movement and all like that, and he was trying to waffle away from her, and she kept him in the stall and just burned him alive. It was great.
Here we go. Oh, then just behind a friend, she lays her down. Ooh. He frowns. Gee, my life's a funny thing. Am I still too young? She kissed Diamond there. She took his ring, took his babies, took him minutes, took her nowhere. Heaven knows she's a taker and a faker. Welcome back, everybody, to Gunslingers right here on
the Gunslingers Syndicated Radio Network.
And Sean and Kavina and Ed in Riverside, hang on, give me 1 minute, because I want to ask Mark a question on air. Now, I ran this by Johnny Ringo, and I ran this by Roger Photo Shooter. Okay, end of trail. Most stages in today's world are shooter's choice.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what this means, folks, is, in the old days, it was shooter starts, in square A, runs to rifle, shoots 10, puts rifle down, moves to pistols, shoots 10 pistol, moves to shotgun, Now,
and you had to do it in that order.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now it's shooter's choice. So here's my question: has this become a thinking championship, or is it a shooting championship?
That is a fair question.
Because if you think of a better way to do it than me...
And it shaves me 0.7 of a second.
Uh-huh.
And I do that times 10.
Yep.
That's, in our competition, that is forever.
Yeah, and it's actually by times 12.
Yeah.
So, in the old days, this is what made me think, I was telling John about, in the old days, we used to have what was called a berm marshal. And when your group got to this, they would explain to you, as they did to everybody.
And it was the same for
everybody. Everyone. Now you go up and you can shoot, always rifle, because the barrel of a rifle is long, and so it's hard for the timer to pick up the shots sometimes.
So we never end with the rifle.
Yeah, so it's always cannot end on rifle, but you could start with shotgun, you could start with rifle, you can go left, you can go right. Now, I'm not talking about the mirrors where you can start on the left or start on the right.
An identical stage set out twice.
Yeah, That I don't have a problem with. But what the ones that are saying start, a shooter's choice, if you outthink me, you're going to, and again, this is supposed to be the world champion shooting match, not the world champion thinking about it match.
So sequence matters.
It can.
It might matter.
Yeah.
It might matter.
And so if that's the case, that ain't right.
And okay, so
now both John
two guys are shooting two different matches, is what you're saying.
Pretty
or
much.
3.
Oh yeah, or several.
Yeah.
And there's 600 people, so you're going to get 500 different ways of doing this.
And when the timer starts, you're starting at a set point, and then you get to travel to your next set point where you're going to start your. What if you just have quicker legs?
Well, there's nothing you can do about that. And
I'm just saying, like, if everyone started at the same point, at least everyone's traveling at the same distance to the first point.
But then again, that's where the
age ranking,
age differences are going to play. But both John and Roger felt that it's fine the way it is, but that's not a fair shooting match. That is an unfair thinking match. So
it then becomes incumbent upon the shooter, if that's the way they're going to play, it becomes incumbent upon the shooter to know what is your strength, what is your weakness.
Yeah.
But within that context, if I have a series of targets in front of me, and I teach this in my Shoot Like a Champion classes, which target should I shoot first? If I've got 5 targets and I have to engage them in no specific order, but each one has to be engaged once or twice. As an example, some people say, well, I want to shoot the smallest one first. And that way I can get comfortable in it. And I love that, because you never get back the time that it takes to acquire your sights for the first shot. Now, I just outthought somebody. Right?
Yeah.
If I'm offered the option to start with a shotgun, if you fumble a shotgun shell in the middle of a stage, add that to your time. If you start and you fumble a shell, you get to start over. Did I just outsmart somebody?
See what I mean? So I have a pretty valid point. Now, I'm not going to go to war with this. I don't know that I care enough, but
that's a good question, and seen from a competitor's point of view.
No,
because sequence matters in your actual shooting pattern. Say you have to go left to right, right to left, 2, 3, 2, 1, and all that. So could it kind of trickle down to this point of starting in sequence of where you're shooting, what firearm you're starting with? It kind of all fits underneath the same umbrella.
The big difference is, and I kind of agree with your point here, the big difference is when you have the option of starting at one end of the stage with the shotgun and then finishing with the pistol, or at the other end of the stage starting with the pistol and ending with the shotgun, because that really does potentially create 2 different outcomes.
Yeah. So, well, there you go. So
valid.
Talk amongst yourselves, and I'd love to hear any cowboy shooters,
any competitors,
thoughts about that. And in the meantime, let's. Sean wants to talk about competition guns. Sean, how are you?
I am. I'm doing good, and it's a blessing to hear you again. And I if I can, I'd like to talk to the one person about looking for shotguns.
Okay.
If the shotgun says it's made on turkey and has turkey in the barrel, it is a turkey.
Bypass that. There you go. That's a good rule of thumb right there.
I really can't argue with you.
No argument from anyone in the room.
And the same thing with China. And also, at your auction, you can get maybe a Mossberg 590 or an 870 for a very competitive price, very close to a Maverick, so you might as well get it. And Mossberg is still in business, and they back it. And the 870, it's owned by an 80s band, so that's going to do it good. REM.
They're on fire.
They say that you can take a 1956 Remington 870 apart, and the parts will fit in a brand new 870. If that's true, that's pretty cool.
That's also a real good argument for getting that platform. Nobody stays in business that long, or I shouldn't say that about Remington, but the reason that gun has been in production that long is it is that good.
Yeah, and the reason they went out of business was because bad owners.
No question.
Yeah. So anyway,
And I have a friend named Jeff who has a wonderful auction where you can get good prices on it.
There you go.
Thank you.
You make a good point. You make a really good point, though. If this is something, especially when you're talking about something like a personal defense firearm, my dad used to say, never save money on brakes or parachutes.
Yeah, good point.
And the same thing is true with firearms, I think.
Well, so like I said earlier, you get what
you pay for. Absolutely.
So, all right.
Okay, and the other, let's talk about the 1911s. And you were mentioning something about competition in the 1911s. You need a gun to hold up, and of course, for someone beginning, they can't afford a Les Bear or a Staccato like you guys have. What could a beginner start out with that will hold up in a competition that you might recommend?
Springfield makes it's a all black 1911, and it's a
government model.
Yeah, it's like a mil spec. I think mil spec 1911 A1. I think is the actual name of the gun, and they're like $5.99 new.
That's a good solid gun. We have some experience with the Rock Island Armory also, and it's the ugliest gun you love that you hate to love. Honestly, I honestly find those things are very consistent and very, very good. They look like they've been spray painted, and the grips were carved out of banana wood or old pallets or something.
Or old bananas.
But those darn things do run. I would rather spend the extra money on the Springfield, but I have an RIA, and it has never failed me. Stupid thing.
All right.
And how's the Ruger doing? Is that rather just the Springfield, or just leave the Ruger out?
That's not. I don't think any Ruger 1911s are on the California roster, which is so annoying.
Yeah, I don't think there are. So you'd have to find one.
Great gun.
Good, solid firearm. Anything that has Ruger on it is going to be a good, solid firearm.
Dependable.
Yeah.
All right, Sean.
One thing. I want to thank you all. And I'm about half done with my screenplay about the Wild Bunch 2, and I'm going to sell you, Jeff, a third of the action, Mark, a third of the action, Jimbo, a third of the action, Brett, a third of the action, and the first 20 callers who call your show, I'll sell them a third of the action.
Yeah, that's a lot of thirds. Sean, I think that's a great idea for a film, and I happen to know a couple of screenwriters.
Hey, you do.
All right. Sean, we'll talk to you later.
God bless you, Sean.
Thank you, sir.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Merry Christmas.
Let's jump over to Ed in Riverside. How are you, Ed?
Evening, Ed.
Pretty good, thank you.
Good.
How about you all?
Well, I'm doing just fine, thank
Smiling.
you.
Good. You back up to your 5 miles a day, Jeff?
I did 4.2 today.
Getting there, man.
Yeah, and I finally I braved going back up the hill, which I have not done since September, I think.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I've been really wanting to, but too chicken. So today it's a 4.2 miler, and it's a good uphill walk, and I did it today.
You're pushing yourself, but paced.
Yeah.
I like that.
Excellent.
Thank
Excellent.
you. Thank you.
Yeah. The way to get yourself back in shape and stay there, hopefully.
No, thank you, sir.
Well, my question, you were all talking about shotguns, and I was wondering whatever happened to those. A couple of different, Remington and Mossberg were both making shotguns with detachable box magazines, but they didn't make them for very long.
No,
and you don't see them at all anymore.
No, they kind of didn't take off, I think, the way that they were hoping.
Yeah.
I know the 870, they had one with a box mag, and the problem with the 12 gauge box mag is
it's pretty big. 5 shots
and it's heavy.
Yeah.
And they just didn't take off, so I think they just they're doing great everywhere but here with that Shockwave, the little itty bitty one.
Right.
Yeah, and so they're a business just like anything else. They go with what's
selling.
Yeah, and you got to imagine that a lot of people are used to tube loaded and how it balances out your firearm and all that, and then misplacing the weight within and might throw a lot of people off.
Yeah. So. Anyway,
you were talking about the cowboy action and the shotguns. You're fumbling a shell. I guess you're not using a pump shotgun in those, but you could in the wild bunch.
Well, you can use a 97 in Cowboy.
In fact, I do. I'm one of the last ones.
Yeah. So, anyway, Ed, we're coming up on a commercial. As always, thanks for the call.
God bless you, Ed.
Thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you,
Thanks.
sir.
Merry
Talk to you later.
Christmas.
Bye-bye. And, of course, we got one segment left. We got about 12 minutes and
Time for about 20
50
callers.
callers.
Yeah, the phones are lighting up as usual.
Love to hear it.
You're listening. We're listening.
What
to
are you guys doing for the
everyone's
extra hour
listening.
and 45 minutes?
I don't know, but we'll be back in just a minute.
Yes, we will.
A couple of things. BD says,
occasion. What's that?
I try to shoot pistols last so you don't have to holster on the clock. See, that's...
But see, for me,
There's a
I try to
racer's
shoot
edge.
shotgun last so that I don't have to huck on the clock.
You pays your money, you take... Now, which one is the right one? And I think it behooves you, especially shooter of your, pardon the pun, caliber, but I think it behooves you to have run that on the clock a couple of times. And I know, so when you get there, you know.
Yeah.
Or there are a lot of people who don't have your level of experience.
Well, and the other thing, too, is because of the fact that I'm shooting a mule-ear double,
and
that's a little bit different. So,
again, and yet, mule-ear double and all, you always turn out pretty good.
Yeah.
Shooting frickin' one-handed.
Foshtec Origin 12.
I got Bear Traps bringing me some 130 grain 45.
You said that. They're like Necco wafers, aren't they?
Practically. Now everybody's learning how. Come on a safari with me. Come on a safari with me. Early in the morning we'll be starting out. Somebody gonna come along. You know what? We don't have time for this.
Let's run. Let's go.
We got. We didn't see him last week, but he's here tonight. Brent in L.A. How are you, Brent?
Hey, shalom, Brent.
Shalom and Merry Christmas, you rootin' tootin' Tom Selleck saddle selling gunslinger.
Merry Christmas, brother.
Thank you, sir. What's going
Roy?
on?
Well, I wanted you to tell Susan and our other MAGA gunslinging gals that Tom Selleck's saddle ain't just for cowboys anymore. And if the lady hasn't a horse, they can simply place the saddle on a stand in their boudoir, sit on and apply their makeup and brush their hair, because MAGA is making America's gals great again.
Amen.
Or as Charlie and Erica Kirk's big, beautiful Turning Point cool kids should now start shouting, MAGA, 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 spelled M-A-G-G-A, M-A-G-G-A, M-A-G-G-A.
There you go.
That's the new chant. There we go.
So fashion and decorating tips from Brent.
You know, there's lots of folks. I had that John Wayne saddle for ages and ages, and it was a Visalia made in the 1930s that had his name on it twice. And I take it back. I finally did ride it in a parade once, but that sat in my living room.
I remember walking by it.
A great piece of decor.
It was absolutely
Is there one in the
gorgeous.
lobby right now?
Yeah, there is downstairs. Yeah. So, anyway, Brent, we got a bunch of calls and we only got a few minutes left.
Love you, man.
Okay.
Appreciate you calling.
Talk with you later.
Thank you,
All
sir.
right,
Bye-bye.
brother.
All right, let's get to Robert in the Valley. Robert, what can we do for you, sir?
Evening, Robert.
Hey, guys. How are you on this wonderful Sunday?
Good.
Great.
Okay. The reason, real quick, is I'm going to come down Wednesday because there's a couple things I want to see. What is your percentage for listing price? What is the what is it would cost me to
Our
list something?
in-house buyer's premium is 15%.
No. If I want to sell something through you.
Oh, that varies. What I always tell people is nothing is in stone. Let's see what you have. You know, it depends on the price of what you have, how many you bring, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
But what I will guarantee you is by the time we figure it out, both of us will be happy and be ready to go. Okay?
But I was going. I want to come down. Then you said you had an opening.
Mm-hmm.
I have 500 nitro brass primers and projectiles. Or is that the right word?
Oh yeah, I remember that from last week. Yeah.
Did I bring it up last week?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I forgot.
That's okay. Anyway, Robert, listen. Make it quick.
I'll give you a call.
Okay, we'll talk to you then.
Can't wait
Bye-bye.
to see you, Robert.
All right, let's get to Penny in Santa Barbara. Penny, what can we do for you?
Evening.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey there. I was calling about, since you're all talking about shotguns, we keep looking for a semi-auto in a 12 gauge or a 20 gauge, and we're wondering what the most dependable one is and most reasonably priced one might be.
That's easy. The Remington 1100.
Yep.
It's just a fantastic gun. Rarely ever go down, and if they do, it's usually those little O-rings which cost you like $2.49.
You got to keep a semi, especially gas gun, clean. I would add the Mossberg 960 JM.
Okay.
I've got a couple of those things in my life now, and I'm really, really impressed.
Okay. Well, there's a couple for you. Did you want short barrel or long barrel?
Oh gosh, probably short barrel.
Okay, then I would. You can get you can get a Remington 1100 with a short barrel too. But most of the JMs, the Jerry Michalak specials, a lot of those come with short barrels because they're already set up for 3-gun type shooting. So that would be an excellent choice. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks so much.
Oh, you bet. Thanks
Thank
for the
you.
call. Bye-bye now.
Merry Christmas.
Beretta 1301's also real good.
Yeah. Oh, well, anything Beretta is going to be
That's
good.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
Getting a little pricey.
Yeah.
but that's a real good gun.
The Mossbergs, they're like $799, $800, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, right in there. I want to bring up something that's near and dear to both Mark and I. About 30 years ago, I was down in another gun store. I partly owned the front called Lee's Gunsmithing, and a gentleman came in that was a good friend of Lee's, and I hardly knew him. His name was Jim Bowie, real name of Jim Lincoln, and he was just the nicest man in the world. And Lee taught him how to become a gunsmith, and he took a 1 inch of what he learned there and stretched it out 100 miles. And if you guys remember, when I was in the hospital, I called in and I yelled at you guys because they had a GoFundMe for Jim because he was not doing well. And I think they raised about $1,000 over the next 24 hours. So I appreciate you guys that called in and did that. You would not find a nicer gentleman. Jim was one of my dearest friends, and I will miss him forever.
He did, unfortunately, he did pass.
Yeah, Jim passed away this week, and I'm not good with this to begin with, but Jim was he was a special individual.
Absolutely.
I don't know anybody that Jim wouldn't just drop everything to come help. He was just a dear friend and, a compadre because we were both, in the Lee's gunsmithing world and, getting yelled at by Lee every 5 minutes. And, Jim and I, we had kind of a special bond because of that. And every time I saw him, there was just a huge smile on both of our faces, and of course, I'd go around the back and big hug, and I just going to anywhere is not going to be the same now because Jim won't be there.
Our prayers and condolences to everyone who knew him. It was a real sad time when I saw the post coming up, but to the friends and family of this of Jim, because he's such a great man. So, but guys, keep him flowing. Help out where you can.
Yeah. Well.
He was a great guy.
Yeah, there won't be another one like him, and the world is a little dimmer for his loss. Okay, so that's what I had to say. Did you have something? Did you want to?
I would only echo that exactly.
Yeah,
Jim, we're going to miss you, man.
Yeah,
we'll see you soon.
Going to end a trail this year, next year.
Could be a big whole parking lot.
Yeah, where he was always at, and I can't tell you how many times I'd stand there and just shake my head at him because he just spent an hour and a half working on a guy's gun, and he just say, put
something in the tip jar.
Yeah, put something in the tip jar. And cowboy shooters are notoriously
skinflint.
Yeah, cheap. Yeah,
frugal.
And they throw like $1 in there, and and
slap him upside the head.
And I just, Jim, you need me to protect you. Because I would not allow this. I would have had a bill ready for the guy. And anyway.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
It's a huge loss, not only in the firearms world, but just in people's hearts.
Yeah. He was truly one of a kind, and there won't be another one like him. Anyway, I don't want to end on a sad note, so let's...
I want to throw something else out then. I just had a chance to see a movie. Can we do a movie review here real quick?
Yeah,
I got to do this. I got to shout out my guys because I know they listen to the show. Luke Cheeseman and Jim Fry, aspiring screenwriters, just got their first movie made, produced, and I had a chance to see it. And it's definitely first one out of the can. It's called The Engagement Plan. And I just enjoyed the heck out of it, and I like to see people being a success. kind of like you.
Yep.
And if they work at it as long as hard as you've been working at what you do, hopefully they'll be as successful as you are.
And if anyone wants to make sure they can watch it, it's on Tubi, it's on Roku, Amazon Prime, pretty much everything you can find on Fandango, Apple. And you guys check it out. Let's support people in our community. Let's support some good, wholesome values and good movies.
And what's the name of it again?
The Engagement Plan.
The Engagement Plan. So go check it out, guys.
Look at that. Our expanded franchise here. We're going to do food reviews next.
Well, actually, we're going to do TV reviews because I started, when I'm sitting around at home because I've been, kind of couch ridden for a while. We started watching Entourage again. You remember Entourage?
Yes.
Absolutely loved the show when it was on, and you know what? They need to reboot it.
Bring her on back.
I mean, things are so different now.
Wow.
Because when you think about, Vinny Chase, he's banging every 5 feet, he's finding a new girl. And he can't do that anymore in Hollywood. You'd be called all kinds of names.
What a completely different show they would kind of run.
So if anybody out there you need to call me. Call me because I got a great idea for a couple of things that would make that show buzz.
Somebody in the business?
Yeah.
Somebody in the business?
So
Talk
if
to Jeff.
anybody has the wherewithal, I think you should give me a call.
Man,
so let's bring back the boys. I mean, it was such a fun show. Sometimes it got out in the weeds a little bit, but the 4 guys together, you just can't beat that. I was watching the one today, and Eric decides he wants a new office, and he gets this itty bitty little office, and so Vinny goes out and he buys him a desk. The damn desk is bigger than the office. So what does he do? He goes and he gets him a whole new office, and it's it just makes you feel good.
Hug it out,
right? That's where it came. Yeah. I'm glad you stopped that there. I got yelled at for saying the B word in here. Anyway, let's bring that back. I think that would be
that is good. That is a good shout.
So okay. All right, 2 minutes. Again, guys, by the time we see you next, we'll be talking about the highlights of the auction.
We'll be talking about this.
Yeah.
When is that again?
This coming Saturday, 10 a.m.
Where is it going to be?
At Highway 39 Event Center. Yep, there it is up on the screen.
So favorite firearms, but also much more than just firearms, just in time for Christmas. And this is a big point. If you were to purchase a firearm, if you're lucky enough to find the one of your dreams, you can get it registered and picked up before.
Yep, because we'll be open on the 23rd and the 24th. We'll close early on the 24th, but we'll be there till 3 o'clock. So if you find something, all you got to do, it's less than 10 minutes away. Go down, start your paperwork,
start it up,
or pick it up if it's a non-firearm.
Right.
We got lots of jewelry. We got all those lithographs, and I mean just beautiful Western art. It's a lot of cool stuff, guys.
Get it under your tree, folks. Get it in your house under your tree before St. Nick.
I want to thank Andy for picking up our tree today because I can't pick up more than 5 pounds right now. So Andy went and got us our Christmas tree today. So we got it in the living room, and so want to thank him for that. There it is, guys. We're done.
Fastest 2 hours in radio.
Yeah. So again, January 11th, we got Motor Slingers. We'll have Leon and George in, and don't forget the smiles. Just little curves. That's a lot of things straight. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for listening, guys. Good night, everybody.
God bless you. Merry Christmas.